All right, guys, Dune Part 3, also known as Dune Messiah. Let's crack right into this trailer. We'll stop throughout it, break down a few parts, and then at the end, I'll cover my thoughts on what I think this could be about, and what I think they're going to do to conclude the epic trilogy, which could be one of the best sci-fi trilogies out there if they nail this as good as they nailed Part 1 and especially Part 2. All right, let's check it out.
If we have a girl, what will we name her?
Her name should be Ganima. She would need to be strong, like her mother. What if it's a boy?
I would name him Leto. So he would have the wisdom of his grandfather.
Loving it. Loving it. So it's looking like we're getting a setup there that where Chani and Paul want to have a kid. We'll cover a little bit more of that later on. If you've read the book, I'm not going to spoil anything, but we'll cover some themes from the book too later on. But look at this shot right here.
Or feeds
I mean, fucking just bodies piled up.
done it. So
Fucking fantastic. I think this is going to be big. I think they have a chance to show a lot of the war for the first half, maybe first hour of the film, and then dive into a lot of these politics and behind the scenes drama, him and Chani's struggle to have an heir, all that stuff. So it's like a fucking turn or something.
the more I fight, the more our enemies fight back.
Lawrence Pugh. All right.
I'm doing the best I can to protect my family.
Loving a lot of the there's not really, many guns or anything like that. I just love the big scale war of just melee. We're getting in a lot of these battles. A lot of that just old school combat to
His
this.
father do it.
Your father never started a war.
Okay. If you've read the book, you'll understand why his character's back. I don't want to hate on it right now. There's a great reason why. Great reason. I'm not going to spoil it.
I'm not afraid to die.
Yeah.
But I must not die. Yet.
Hans Zimmer's back for this one too. Look at that cast. All right, baby. Who's hyped for this right now? Guys, I am vibing on a high with that. I think that's like the 10th time I watched the trailer. I just had to get it up here for the stream too because I really want to discuss this with you guys. Maybe you guys know a little bit more about the lore. If you've really read the books, I'd love to hear something in the comments. Let's try not to spoil much for the viewers here. So I know a little bit of the cliff notes of Dune Messiah. I've read parts of it and I've watched some recaps and kind of just delved into that a little bit, and we'll cover it without spoiling anything. We're just going to cover the themes and maybe what we could expect to see here in part 3. So it's a lot of politics that I've understood from Dune Messiah. There's not much combat, but in this trailer we're getting a little bit of the combat, so maybe it's going to show that big ass war. We see Paul Atreides conquer the universe and become the emperor with his jihad that he starts. It's insane amount of bodies and casualties that will ensue from this huge overarching conflict and war. So maybe they're going to show that for like the first hour and a half of the film, because I'm expecting it to be right around that 2.5 to 3 hour mark, right? So especially if they're going to wrap it up here, Denny is directing it. He's back at it, but he said this is it. When a movie like this is going to print the money it's going to print, I think this is going to do fantastic in the box office. There's always room for a fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever, just to milk that cash cow. But I do believe that this might be his directorial ending. They might get someone else to come on and do, a side project or future adaptations of the books. But right here, I really do think we're going to wrap his trilogy up. But with Dune Messiah being very politically heavy, I would say like Game of Thronesy, to where it's, without spoiling anything, just covering some themes. People want Paul dead, obviously, right? So there's going to be assassination attempts inside people that are supposed to be his friends, family, whatever, trying to backstab you. Just that whole Game of Thrones vibe, just to get him the hell out of there. Because I want to say it's a 12-year gap from doing the Dune Messiah. Time gap between the books of Dune and Dune Messiah is 12 years, so I was right there. But, however, Dune Part 3, which they're adapting Messiah for Part 3, is going to be a 17-year jump from Dune Part 2. The longer jump in the movies accommodates the condensed timeline of the first two films and allows... Okay, so it's allowing Leo Atreides to be of age. So they're just trying to really condense it, because you can't just cover the whole entire Messiah. You'd be doing multiple movies right there. So we're jumping ahead 17 years into the future, and we're going to see Paul Atreides, as well as his political wife, Princess Irolan Carino. I'm probably butchering that there. So he has his political wife, and then he has his relationship with Chani. We're going to see that struggle back and forth on true love versus just political love, and heirs to the throne, and can Chani give birth? Is the princess want him to, have an heir with her, vice versa, jealousies, assassinations, Game of Thrones vibe shit. So, I'm all for that. But you can't make the 3-hour film just Dune Messiah with those politics and all the subplots and the drama. It would have been played out better as a show at that point. How he's going to adapt this book to the big screen it's going to be fantastic, and I think he can really do it. The cinematography has been fantastic in the last couple films. Man, how many more times am I going to say fantastic? No, for real. He is. He's great. He's good at putting really good set pieces together. From the second Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 just start, both films feel epic. They feel combined, and I feel like this trailer is giving us that same vibe. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the drama that's going to ensue right out of the pages of Dune Messiah, and the backstabbing, assassination attempts, and struggle for power, as well as hopefully this grand scale epic conflict and battles and war. If he can combine that and make that into the 3 hours, I think we have another one that's just as good as Dune Part 2. And if this is good as Dune Part 2, Dune Part 1's great. I'm not shitting on it at all. I just think Dune Part 2 is even better. And if it floats anywhere between those films, this whole trilogy will go down in history as one of the greatest sci-fi trilogies. It's going to land perfect. Can he do it? That's the question. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe for more movie news, movie reviews, and reactions like this. We'll see you on the next one.